Yes, students, here we are going to discuss Newton's second law of motion. Now, if we see, if we are taking a object, say it is m1, and another object, say it is m2. Now, if we are applying, it means m1 is less than m2. The masses of two objects are different, means one is greater than another one. Okay. And if we apply the same force, say for example F, it is observed that the lighter object, this is the lighter object, lighter one, and this is heavier one. The object, lighter object, get more speed, more velocity. It gets more speed, and it compared to this means the velocity or the speed of this object, we'll talk in terms of velocity, the velocity is going to be more in case of lighter object than compared to heavier object. And finally, if we see, if the force which is equal in magnitude is applied on these two different bodies of different masses, they are getting a different velocity. It is having a higher velocity as compared to this one. So it is concluded in the manner that if a force is applied on the object of different masses, it is found that the momentum is same. The momentum is same. If it is having a velocity say v1 and it is having a say velocity v2, so it is found that the momentum m1 v1, m2 v2, both were same, both were equal. This is the momentum of this object and this is the momentum of another object, say 1 and 2. If the force applied of same magnitude on both objects for same time, means for equal duration, it is observed that the momentum that they are getting, this momentum is equal to this momentum. So this observation which is made by Newton, and he concluded it in second law of motion, Newton's second law of motion. So what is Newton's second law of motion? If we see here, if a force is applied on an object at rest, it starts moving, it gains some velocity. So we know that mass into velocity will give the momentum. So Newton given the law that the time rate of change of momentum, the time rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the applied force, and the motion takes place, or the momentum takes place in the direction of applied force. Okay, so the time rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the applied force. The motion or the direction of the momentum will be in the direction of the applied force. This is the law which is given by Newton's. They go through that observation and finally they concluded in this. Now here we are having this force which is directly proportional to the time rate of change of momentum. Momentum is also a vector quantity and force is also a vector quantity. F is equals to k times dp by dt, the time rate of change of momentum. And in simple manners we can write it in another way. Force is directly proportional to, say, mv minus mu upon t. Now what is mv and what is mu, that we have to describe. First we can tag it here. U is the initial velocity. U is the initial velocity. And force applied force is F. V is the final velocity after applying the force. The duration which we have taken, time taken to apply this force. So taken. Now if we go through this, we are having initial momentum that we can call it as a pi. Initial momentum, that is m into u, because we know momentum is mass into velocity. Final momentum, that we can call it as a pf, that is m into v, mass into final velocity. Now here what we got, this is the change in momentum. We can write this change in momentum divided by time taken. So this is the change, the time rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the applied force. Now see here, we can, here it will be like this. Now see here, force is directly proportional to the momentum, time rate of change of momentum. Now here we can see this v minus u upon t, that is an acceleration, change in the velocity. F is directly proportional to m into a. Now mass is constant for an object, so force is directly proportional to acceleration, or we can say force k times m into a. What we are getting here, it is k is a constant 1, force which is equal to mass into acceleration. And if we go through the vector, what we are getting, k times dp by dt. Momentum is a vector quantity, force is also a vector quantity. So here what we have got, force is equal to mass into acceleration. Okay, so Newton's second law of motion that we have described in this term. Another example, in practical life we can have one example which I am going to give you. If you are playing a cricket, what you are doing, while taking a catch, what you are doing? What you are doing? You are just holding the catch like this. Why you are doing like this? The ball is coming to you and you are getting the catch like this. No, you are bringing it like this. Why you are doing like this? Because there is a, you want to change the momentum of, because the mass is coming with some velocity, it is giving a momentum, and if you are holding there, you may hurt your palms. So what you are doing? You are generally making it in practice. It is just like this. If you are watching the cricket match, you will see the player who are getting or taking the catch, what they are doing. They are taking like this, and sometimes they do like this. They get hurt or ball dropped away. So why it is happening in general practice or in general life, we are seeing this example, Newton's second law of motion, that we are having the time rate of change of momentum. जो time rate of change of momentum है वो directly proportional to the applied force है, and the applied force gives you the direction of the motion also. Means the momentum will take place. Momentum जो होगा वो direction of the force, जिस direction में force apply किया उसी direction में apply होगा. तो change in momentum, that we can take it from here, mass into velocity will give the momentum. Mass into velocity आपको momentum दे रहा है, final momentum and initial momentum. And here what we are getting, हमको क्या मिल रहा है? We are getting force is directly proportional to the time rate of change of momentum. Force जो है directly proportional to this. So we can go with this, and finally we can conclude, because V minus U, means change in velocity with respect to time. Change in velocity with respect to time will give the acceleration. So we have replaced it by a, because we know that v minus u is equals to at, because we know v is equal to u plus at, the first equation of motion, from where we are getting the acceleration. So there is a change in velocity with respect to time will give the acceleration. Okay. Now this gives us the force. Okay. So here what we have got? We have got Newton's second law of motion. We have discussed about one example of it. A simple example, a practical example of our daily life, that we are making a cage while playing a cricket. Or okay. So here what we have got? Mass into acceleration. Okay. What's that? Now we have got this relationship by force, by this relation, F is equals to m into a. Now if we take this, F is equal to, say k is equal to 1, because if you go with the SI units, the value of k is going to 1. Now here we are having dp by dt. Now we know that p is equal to m into v, mass into velocity, that is momentum. We can directly substitute here. So what we are getting, d m v by dt, or we can have m dv by dt f. Now what is dv by dt? If you go through this, dv by dt means acceleration, change in velocity with respect to time. So finally what we can have, force is equal to mass into acceleration. This is which we can get it through this dp by dt, or we can say using the differential calculus we can got this relation also, force is equal to mass into acceleration. Okay, so here we can go in two different ways. This is for a general, if you take it from the definition point of view, definition point of view से जाते हैं, तो you can go up to this and you can finalize it, that you can, if you want to use this, you can go like this. Okay, so here we have got the expression for force, which is equal to mass into acceleration. Here we have got the same acceleration using the differential calculus, or by differentiating it with respect to time. The momentum which is differentiated with respect to time will give the force. Okay, in the next lecture we will talk about the units of the force. We will define the, okay.